Hey, it's March the 4th, Sunday, 2018. This is my book right here. It's called Gonzo Education. And I've been working on it for about 8 years. It says something if you work on something for 8 years, because you have to deal with a lot of haters and stuff. And they're always going to hate. One example of this, Amazon, about 6-7 years ago, they made it easy so where for like $5 you can send them a file of your work, and they'll print it out, and then you can make the cover and everything, and it only costs a couple dollars, whatever. And what it does is it helps people, helps writers like that have the wherewithal. This is an example where when somebody that has the strong work ethic just outworks it. If you can work hard, then a lot of times it will move you ahead in life. And they say life isn't fair and stuff, but this is an example of when hard work is about to be paid off here. With me, my life, and my book. Okay? Like I started working on it 8 years ago, and so Amazon makes it easy so you can print out the book. So what I did during those 8 years, me being the go-getter, the not-giver-upper, I kept on printing it out. I probably printed this out with like maybe 10, 15 different covers, like 20, 50 times, maybe probably about 50 different times I printed out this book, and like shared it with people, gave copies to other people, and then just continue to make more edits and more edits. And just continue making edits, and you see, and it's not like it gets worse, Like, what did I go to school for? I went to school for journalism, where they teach you how to non-fiction writing. That's what my book is. It's a piece of non-fiction journalism, Gonzo journalism. That's why it's called Gonzo Education. It starts when I drop out of high school and ends when I graduate from the University of Texas. So this book, like I was saying with the Amazon, they make it easier, so of course I took advantage of that. It only cost $5 to get a book printed out, so I printed out copies and made edits and rewrite. And then like what I learned in school, the biggest thing I guess, like if I never went to school then I would have thought that I invented this or something, but it's the basic stages of writing. It's the rewrite, the revise, and the edit stage. Those are the 3 stages. Anybody that's taken any basic writing course would know that. And sometimes you turn in your work and it's crap and you have to rewrite it, the whole thing. Basically, anybody writing a book, especially a memoir about their own life, about 15-year period of their life, the first few attempts, you're going to need a rewrite, and you're going to have somebody else read it and a rewrite. I remember one of my first rewrites, I had a UH professor read it, and she's like, and then I had a rewrite after that. I was like, what? But the criticism, you got to be able to take it, That was here in Hawaii, while I was homeless, and we were out at a sushi restaurant, and she's like, yeah, but she didn't give me credit. She was a hater in a way, because even though she was right about the rewrite, and it was hard to take that criticism, it's not like that's an impossible thing to overcome. I know how to write. Obviously the first round I didn't, so I rewrote the whole thing. And then once I got to the revise stage, that's a big thing. It's just like, woo, I got past the rewrite. There's no more rewriting. The story is there. What I'm going to talk about is what I'm going to talk about. And that basically came at the when I was working as a, I guess that came, so at one point when I was homeless or whatever, But then that revised page, that came probably like when I worked at the warehouse and took the bus every day, and every day worked on this. Every day on the bus, the hour bus ride there, and like I would do the edits there, on there. And then after work, I would go to the library and transfer the edits, so I'd work like 2 or 3 hours a day. Like overall, I probably spent like about 5,000 hours working on this book, a random estimate number. It could be as low as like 3,000, but between like 3 and 6,000, 5,000 hours I would say I've spent on this book over this last 8-year period. And I was originally going to talk about the haters and stuff, because like in the process of this book, I have given it out to different people, like, oh, here's my book, here. I'm a real open person, I don't lie, so I don't really have to keep track of too much what I say. But some people just like looked at it and was just like once it's in print, they think, like with their shallow minds, like, well, that's it. Once it's print, you can't change it. That's really just their insecurities and their fear of failure talking, like, oh, well, you failed. You made a mistake on page 203, so you're ruined. It's terrible, and like, no, you can rewrite and re-edit, if you have the wherewithal and the hard work and the ability, and you relinquish your ego, then yeah, you can rewrite and re-edit until you get something really good and that you're really proud of, where I'm at the stage right now. But then, like, I guess, like, maybe somebody will pull out an old copy of their ass, that an early edition that I was trying to work on. Like, no, let's see, this was not what he was working on in 2013. Yeah, it wasn't as good. Yeah, what happened? I worked on it and edited it and reread it out loud and reread it to myself and reread it to other people and kept on working at it. That's what happened. That's what happened. Like Ernest Hemingway says, well, good writing is really just good editing. Look at just about every famous book of all time. You know, Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass. How many different editions did he come out? He changed a bunch of it. You know, you're able to do that. And like I explained with Amazon, making it extremely cheap. I still don't have like a regular book contract with Penguin or Random House. That's what the whole Amazon self-publishing thing really is. Anybody can go and send something to Amazon and have them print it out. My cats can go put their prints on pieces of paper and go meow 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 meow, and then send it to Amazon, and then boom, my cats are published writers. Meow meow meow. You know, like anybody can call themselves a published writer. I actually, you know, spent years of schooling, and with the actual memoir, which, like I said, takes place over a 15-year period, which starts when I drop out of high school when I'm about 16, and it ends when I graduate college when I'm about 30. So yeah, and I actually lived all of that, so this isn't like a work of fiction, and I'm not just some guy writing a book, you know, and it's not like I graduated from some rinky-dinky school or even some low-ranked state school. I graduated with a degree in journalism from the second highest ranked journalism school in the United States. You know, it's a very competitive journalism school, very hard to get into. I'm the only person that's ever graduated from the journalism school who dropped out of high school. Maybe you can find one or two other people over the last 30 years or so, but very, very few. I guarantee you, find me more than 12 people, because 12 people have walked on the moon. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not just some guy, you know, it's rare as it is to drop out of high school and then graduate from a good university, but this is exceptionally rare to graduate from one of the best journalism schools, because this is a non-fiction book, you know. So anyways, that's my story. So yeah, I'm gonna post this on all three of my channels. So, all right, that was me ad-libbing. It's available, Gonzo Education. I'll try to put a link in the bottom there if I remember. So, Gonzo Education, buddies.